While the world burned under the flames of the Second World War, one of the greatest financial mysteries in history was beginning to take shape in the shadows of Asia. Reports claim that billions in gold, jewels, and precious artifacts vanished during the advance of the Japanese army across Southeast Asia. Officially, much of this wartime plunder was never fully accounted for. But according to investigations and theories that emerged after the war, part of this immense wealth may have been hidden, buried, sealed, protected by silence. This is the story of the so-called Yamashita's gold. Everything leads back to one name, Tomoyuki Yamashita, known as the Tiger Malaya. He was one of the leading commanders of the Empire of Japan in Southeast Asia. During 1941 and 1942, Japanese forces rapidly occupied strategic territories, including Malaya, Singapore, and the Philippines. It is a historical fact that resources and valuables were confiscated in these territories. What remains controversial is the final destination of part of those assets. Some authors and researchers argue that there was a secret operation known as Golden Lily, allegedly created to centralize and manage war loot. Other historians dispute the scale described in these claims. But the crucial turning point came in 1944. As American forces advanced across the Pacific, Japan began losing territory. Transporting large quantities of gold by sea became nearly impossible. And this is where the legend begins. According to various accounts, part of the treasure was hidden in the Philippines, inside underground tunnels and bunkers concealed within mountains and jungles. Some stories claim that prisoners of war were forced to build these structures. Others suggest that many of those workers never left alive. There is no official documentation confirming these details. Yet the mystery only grew over the decades. In 1945, following Japan's surrender, Yamashita was captured. He was tried for war crimes and executed in 1946. During his trial, there are no official records indicating that he admitted any involvement with hidden treasure. Still, the rumors persisted. In the decade that followed, treasure hunters searched Philippine mountains for the alleged secret chambers. One of the most well-known cases involves Rogelio Roxas, who in 1971 claimed to have discovered a chamber containing gold bars and a large golden Buddha statue. According to his account, the material was later confiscated by the government at the time, led by Ferdinand Marcos. The case sparked international legal disputes years later, but no definitive confirmation of vast quantities of gold was ever officially established. And then come the more daring theories. Some authors argue that part of the gold was secretly recovered after the war and used to finance strategic operations during the early Cold War. Others maintain that such claims lack solid evidence and rely primarily on testimonies and disputed documents. What is certain is that Japanese wartime looting did occur. The mystery lies in the scale of this alleged hidden treasure. Was it a few tons? Hundreds? Or did the legend grow far beyond reality? If a significant amount of gold had truly been buried and later recovered in secret, the economic impact could have been enormous. Yet to this day, no government has presented documentation officially confirming this narrative. And perhaps it is precisely this lack of confirmation that keeps the story alive. Because where history leaves gaps, questions emerge. The jungles of the Philippines still conceal unexplored caves. Expeditions continue. Old maps still circulate among treasure hunters. But no definitive discovery has been internationally recognized. So the question remains, was Yamashita's gold a real treasure hastily hidden at the end of the war? Or is it a mixture of historical fact and legends amplified by time? We may never know for certain. But one thing is undeniable. Wars move wealth on a massive scale, and not everything moved during conflict appears in official records. Gold has always symbolized power, control, influence, and the mere possibility that tons of it may have vanished amid the chaos of war is enough to keep the story alive for generations. Perhaps the treasure is still buried. Perhaps it was already found. Or perhaps the real gold in this story is the mystery itself. Now I ask you, If you had a map pointing to the entrance of a tunnel sealed since 1945, would you dare to enter? Or would you leave the past buried where it lies? The mystery continues, and until definitive proof emerges, Yamashita's gold will remain one of the greatest enigmas of the Second World War.